Hi there, my name is Connor Vickery and I'm the email deliverability specialist here at OneSignal. In this video today, we will talk a bit about spam traps. Spam traps are email addresses that are monitored by inbox providers and third-party block lists. Spam traps are designed to catch people that are not maintaining their lists or are acquiring contacts from places that they should not, such as purchasing lists from a third-party resource that's selling lists online. There's three different types of spam traps. There are pristine spam traps, recycled spam traps, and typo spam traps. Pristine spam traps are the ones you absolutely do not want to send to. These email addresses never belong to an actual recipient. They're created for the sole purpose of catching people that are not acquiring recipients in the proper ways or according to best practices. So these spam traps, these email addresses may be hidden on websites and places that only a bot scraper might find. And so these will end up on your lists if you go and purchased email addresses from a source or something like that. You can basically accumulate these types of spam traps. So these are ones you want to avoid sending to. You don't want to send to any of these spam traps, but the pristine ones are by far the ones you want to avoid the most. The other two types, such as recycled or typo, will end up on your list from time to time, and it's important you follow best practices with maintaining your list to prevent that. Recycled spam traps were email addresses that once belonged to an actual human being, an actual recipient or an operator of the inbox, and then those email addresses became repurposed or recycled as spam traps. So that could be because that person that was using that email address just abandoned the inbox, and over time the inbox provider turned it into a spam trap, or these are email addresses that belong to some company that has shut down their inboxes, and then those got reacquired by a third party that now monitors those inboxes to see if anybody continues to send to them. So recycled spam traps can be very, very old email addresses. It could be an email address you acquired 10 years ago that was once legitimate and is now on your list and it's been turned into a spam trap. If you remove unengaged contacts from your list, you will inherently remove these spam traps. Spam traps do not bounce back as invalid, so the best way to remove them is to go after recipient email addresses that are not engaging with your mail and removing those. The third type of spam trap, a typo email address. So a lot of times these third-party resources or reputation resources will basically acquire domains that are common typos, such as think of a common domain like Gmail, the Gnail spelled with an N or something like that, or having two L's in the end of the mail word. So they will acquire these typoed versions of these email addresses, and then they will set up email addresses so that way if someone goes to sign up for your website and they accidentally mistype their email address, they could accidentally input a spam trap into your system. The best way to keep spam traps off your lists is to implement a double opt-in or a confirmed opt-in. What this is when you acquire an email address from a new recipient. So someone gives you their email address on a form on your website for the first time, you immediately follow that up with an email to that email address that requires them to interact with that email to confirm that they want to receive future emails. What this does is this ensures that the email address is valid, that it's operated by that actual recipient, and that they're going to engage with future emails. So not only does this help with spam traps, it also helps you create a list that's actually going to engage well with your marketing emails. So this is a highly recommended practice that I suggest you implement as soon as you can, not only to protect yourself from spam traps, but also to make sure that you have good engagement going forward. And engagement will ultimately help you with inbox placement as well. If you send to too many spam trap email addresses, it's likely to get your domain blacklisted. If your domain is blacklisted by a particular provider, that means that provider will not accept emails from your email address or from your domain. So it's important to maintain your lists and make sure that you are acquiring contacts from the right places with consent from the recipients to avoid sending to these spam traps and maintain the best deliverability possible. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us here at OneSignal. We're happy to consult you and answer any questions you have. Thank you. Have a great day.